For the Faculty of Management Sciences. Before you this morning is the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Lafia, Professor Shehu Abdul Rahman. The Vice-Chancellor is here to interface with staff of the Faculty of Management Sciences of the University. Let me request that we use a few seconds and pray for the success of this meeting. Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Vice-Chancellor, sir, members of his entourage, my colleagues, distinguished, good morning all. It is my pleasure to welcome our able Vice-Chancellor, the person of Professor Shehu Abdul Rahman, to the Faculty of Management Sciences.
This is the first interaction that I'll be having with this particular faculty, and maybe because the faculty is almost considered the newest. If not, I think I've gone through this kind of interaction exercise with other faculty. I think the one I'm currently doing is the third one. So, but it's a very important interaction, and in the first time, some of the messages I'm going to pass across is going to help a lot, at least to educate all of us on some of the policy of our system. Next, I want to first of all thank every member of this faculty for the efforts we all put in adding value to this university last year. We are now starting another year, and what I mentioned to other faculty when I went to them was my concern for this interaction is not to go around and be telling people what we have achieved previously. My concern is to call our attention to some of our observations and some issues that are pending for us to work on. Because if you preoccupy yourself by telling people what they have achieved, you are rather trying to make them be more lazy. Because some people may think they have achieved much and they will not work harder. But when you open eyes of people to a lot of things that are pending, they will know that there is more to it. So and that is the essence why I feel that I should go around to tell people some of the things that we need to do more. There are a lot of other opportunities for me to tell people what we have achieved. Normally, the way I do that one is to really document it in form of a book at the end of my tenure for people to read and learn about how administration of the university is supposed to be. But at this point, the most important thing is we are still on the job. So we need to just be educating ourselves how the journey should be taken with some strategies to enable us reach our destination successfully. Well, the part of the message I want to pass around here is to remind every one of us working in university, because there are people that look at university as a kind of organization that can be compared with others. But university is so unique to the extent that we can describe university as a community of scholars where everybody is learning. Everybody. If you are somebody that entered campus today and you go out without anything, it shows that we did not consider university as a place to learn. So even Professor Emeritus stay in university and learn. So everybody that is in this university should consider himself as he has known nothing. There is not for you to open your eyes and ears to learn. So, and if that's the case, that means this my interaction with you people should be an opportunity to educate us, because when I came on board, there are a lot of things I'm putting in place. Those things should be in place in the university. There are 3 management instruments, and thank God this particular faculty is Faculty of Management Sciences. In the university, we have 3 major management instruments, which every university that wants to succeed must adhere to. The first one, planning documents. And when we talk of planning documents, even the starting of this university, it started with a planning document. And that is why most of us must be hearing about fiscal master plan. That's the first thing that must be in place before the university should commence any existing fiscal master plan. Apart from that, we have academic brief, which is also spelling out the academic development of the university for some period. Sometimes the academic brief may carry description of development of the university for the next 25 years, so that every administration of the Vice-Chancellor will be using it. So it's not that any Vice-Chancellor will come and say, oh, this is my own fiscal master plan, or this is my own academic brief. No, there are some long-time plan that every administration comes must use. So, but my concern is we have so many of these planning documents in place, and we are not using them. And it's unfortunate for us to now say we are running the university without following the planning documents in place. There are some that are not in place. We are already working on them, particularly strategic plan. Strategic plan normally is supposed to be every 5 years. The one produced that cover the first 5 years of this investment is already elapsed, and we are already structuring another one to guide particularly this administration for the next years to come. So, but my concern is, if I should call your attention first of all to even the fiscal master plan for this university. When I came on board, I found out that we did not, there are some facilities you see in take-up site. They were located where it is not really identified in the fiscal master plan. So that means we are not using the fiscal master plan. So I call the attention of the Director of Fiscal Planning, and I went round with him with a plan in hand. When we go, I'll say, this place, where is the facility? You see a different place. So this is not acceptable, and I've already asked them to review it. Even though the building that has already been constructed in the place, we cannot remove them. They will be there. But when we are reviewing the fiscal master plan, we have to now make amendments. And then, but the most important thing is our future infrastructure that will be coming up. We have to have a plan where they will be located. So that is a correction we are currently doing. I'm just saying this so that all of us should know the extent to which sometimes not following the planning document may cause some kind of distraction. Apart from the planning documents, we have policy documents also. There are policy documents. And I know in this university we have some policy documents that we are not using. But sometimes you cannot blame individual staff, because sometimes those policy documents are not available. So, for example, policy on the promotion. Every staff is supposed to have it, to know when he can submit his request for promotion, to know whether he is even eligible. Because I sit down in the office, I will see a lot of requests here and there. Somebody will complain, it's due for promotion, it's not done, this and that. But if you have the policy document of promotion in your hand, definitely you know whether you are eligible for promotion. You know what are the requirements you need to put in place, and you know how to work hard to meet the requirements. So all these, we are working on that, and we are going to make them available to every staff. The other aspect is that I've seen cases where some of our staff engage themselves in some exam malpractice. You know, either they encourage it or they are trying to facilitate it. And when some complaint or report comes to the office, we find it difficult to pin down some staff. And some staff, when you even get them, you find it difficult to say which of the sanctions should be given to them. So, and if management should not decide on anything, and at the end, litigation comes in, it becomes another embarrassment to the university. And that's why we want to be very careful in handling that. Already, I've appointed somebody, a professor who will be coming from another university to organize a workshop for all our exam officers, our faculty officers, the head of department and deans, so that workshop, at the end of it, we are going to get a policy document on examination. But first of all, let the workshop hold so that there will be a lot of ideas from the resource person, from the participants, and at the end, we harmonize all the ideas together to now bring up a policy document on examination in this university, so that everybody will know its own role. And what if you are not playing your role very well, what will be the sanction? So on this, we are working on that. So this will tell you that policy document is another instrument that is very important. I know of issue about maybe staff training and development policy. Now, some people will be sending requests, I want to go for further study, I want to go for workshop, I want to go for conference. If the staff training and development policy document is in place, people will know how they will tender their requests. So we have that already produced. We just will print and then circulate so that people will know how the eligibility and requirement of that should be considered before they even tender their request for any conference or workshop or the further studies. But then, the third aspect is a committee system. In the university, I know when I came here, no committee was working. Apart from some of the statutory committee, Senate, which are very few. Even in Senate, only few of those committees are working. But we have put up a lot of committees into their place now. There are a lot of statutory committees, whether for council, for management, or for Senate, that are working now. And this is to tell you that the university is being run by a committee system. It's not just the principal officers that will be meeting and deciding for the entire university. There should be a committee to handle specific operation for the university. So committee system is another important instrument in the management of the university. We have it in place. We have so many committees now in place. And if people should go and look at my blueprints, which are presented to council, to Senate, and the congregation of this university, you have lists of all the committees that have constituted that are already working. And I think for Senate, we have close to around 20. For management, close to almost 15 or so. For council, almost 10 or so. So we have close to 40 different committees that are working. I'm saying this again because I want to encourage every one of us, because very soon we have to reconstitute some of those committees. Many of you may be involved in some of these committees. You have to take it very serious. I also want to remind us that when I came on board, I presented a blueprint for this university. And that blueprint is my own plan. That means my own planning document for the 5 years I'm going to spend as Vice-Chancellor. And that blueprint is to guide myself, the deans, directors, heads of department, and every individual in the university, so that all of us will be working with that document and work on the same page from the beginning to the end. And the document actually highlights our goal. We are saying, oh, we want to place Federal University of Lafia among the first 5 universities in Africa. Some people may look at it as not possible. It's possible. Today, the University of KwaZulu-Natal is number 5 in Africa. So the most important for us to go and look at it. What are those things that the University of KwaZulu-Natal is doing that we are not doing? And how can we start doing those things? And that is the target. You are giving yourself the target. So, and we brought out some strategies on how we can arrive at that. And I can tell you the Office of Vice-Chancellor is strictly using these particular blueprints because I have confidence in that blueprint. And it's not just my own idea that I put together in that blueprint. I've consulted widely before preparing it. I've consulted people that have more experience than me. I consulted the former vice-chancellors and some old professors. And for some of you to know the importance of that blueprint, there is one of the vice-chancellors that has experience as a vice-chancellor for 25 years. So there is nothing such a person will not be able to tell us about the university. I work under that person as even a dean, and also with some other membership of some committees. So, and there are some that are confronted that we are even vice-chancellor twice or 3 times. And there are professors that I confronted, some of them got their PhD when I was in primary school. So this is to tell you that it's a document from people that are well experienced. And when I came on board, I presented this blueprint to Senate, to congregation, and to council. And even the council, they actually lauded it. That is a very good document. But then, it's a document that all of us must use. But as I'm talking to you today, you find out that the Vice-Chancellor is using it, but the faculties and departments are not using it like that. And I observe whenever anything comes to my table, I try to look at whether this request is a reflection of what is in our group. But we find out that most of our faculty or department kept it aside and then submitting things that are not following that our plan. So we need to adjust. As I'm talking today, we find out that the Office of Vice-Chancellor has covered close to 60% of what is in that document. So, and to my surprise, our faculties, they are below 30%. So, which means we need a lot to do. But then, the management of this university will not wait for any faculty or department. And that is why 2 weeks ago, I formed and inaugurated professor forums in this university. The number of professors is increasing in this university, and we must see that number reflecting in our quality. Because we cannot just be producing professors and we are not seeing quality of those numbers in our system. So that is the reason why I formed this professor forum. And what the professor forum will be doing is to complement effort of faculties. There are some responsibility of faculties where they are not doing it. The professor forum will take it over. And that is why every faculty should be alerted now that this forum are to do the following. And some of these I'm going to mention here, you find out that these are mandates of faculties. For example, to build academic culture in the university. It's faculty responsibility. And the next, to develop mentoring scheme for all faculty. In my blueprints, it is the responsibility I give to all faculty to bring out what we call mentoring scheme. But we have not seen it in most of the faculty. So, and it's because some people don't know what is the advantage of having mentoring scheme in the system. University is a place where mentoring scheme must be in place. Anybody you see in the university is supposed to be mentored. But some people refuse this mentorship. But if you refuse mentorship, what you are indirectly doing to yourself is that you are refusing wisdom. Because that is what mentorship will give you, wisdom. And that's the reason why some people will be in the university, they will grow up to professor and become head of department, dean or director, or even the Vice-Chancellor. And when it comes to this decision making, they use only information. They use people emotion or personal interest in taking decision. They don't use wisdom at all. And some people cannot even differentiate between what we call accurate decision and wise decision. They are not the same. You can say if you take accurate decision, the instrument from that decision will be effective for you today, but tomorrow it will fail. Why? Because when you are putting that decision making together, you are not factoring in your future. So, and that is why accurate decision cannot be effective in the near future. But when you take wise decision, it will give you sustainable success because you are factoring in future. And when you factor in future, it shows you are using wisdom. So for you to take wise decision, you need information and wisdom. But for you to take accurate decision, you need only information. And this is what is wrong with many of our leaders today. And when they are in the position, what is their concern is people's emotion is what guide them. Some people, the moment you put them as head or department or dean, that is when they will not sit down and be thinking of what to do. And by the time you sit down, before you think of what to do, there will be a lot of side attraction. This one will bring this information, this one will bring this. So, but because you don't have your own plan in place, so you are bound to take people's ideas anyhow. So you need to coordinate your idea, put it in a plan, and then before you can know what to do. But if you allow yourself to be in a position before you plan for your system, it is a big mistake. And that's why I'm telling people that at any point in time, whatever is your stature, try to be prepared for leadership. Don't allow that until when you are given a position before you cannot plan on what to do. Some of you that are here, you are working in the Faculty of Management Sciences. Even if you are a lecturer, you are not head of that, you are not dean. You should have your own plan for your faculty. Because one day, you will be HOD or the dean. And that is when you have opportunity to execute your plan. But if you are just sitting down, follow whatever that comes, and when you eventually become head or dean, and that is when you now be calling, oh, how do we handle this? How do we handle that? Then a lot of people that will come to advise you, they will be giving you advice, and most of the information they will be giving you, 80% will be for their own interest, not for the system. So and that is why you need to be very careful and be planning for your faculty or department now. You don't wait. So the other mandate of this professional forum will be also to develop academic forum for innovation and development. It's also the blueprint. Most of the faculty have not seen anyone that's any proposal on how to do this. So, and when we are talking about to Senate, or some activity of community service to Senate, either in form of proposal or in terms of reports, at least to tell Senate what the faculty is doing in this direction. Then to also enhance the performance of leadership in the entire university. So whether leadership at the departmental level, at the faculty level, or even at the central level, the professors will have that mandate to enable that. But then, we don't just serve people with responsibility. You have to, first of all, know what should be delivered and who can deliver it. You have to match people with the kind of responsibility where they can bring effective results. So because of that, I've interacted with the professors in this university to let them know that the Vice-Chancellor will soon be sharing his own responsibility to them. But then, I will not just look at face and say, who is closer to me, who is my friend, who is that. I want to know if you are capable to deliver in the assignment I will give you. And that is why now I've already conducted a survey around the universities, at least putting together about 15 attributes on which each professor in this university will be assessed. Even though they have passed another assessment already before they become professor. But I've been telling professors that by the time you are assessed and you become a professor, that is where another career journey starts. But many of our professors think by the time you become professor, that is the end. So you have to, another career starts. And that's why when they are doing their inauguration, that's when they are presenting inaugural lectures, they need to also give us idea what will be their future focus. So it shows the career journey starts somewhere again. So because of that, this assessment or this survey, the information you need to be analyzed, and every professor will be judged based on the capacity of what the result reflects. So, and this is to enable me to give responsibility that I think would match people's capacity. So not that you give somebody and you now be complaining, why are you not delivering? Have you assessed it before to know whether he can deliver? Even though the assessment I'm carrying on for the professors, I told them whether that I'm not checking their level of criminality. The assessment is on positive aspects. All the attributes listed, the 15 of it, they are positive. I want to know what is your gauge within that positive assessment being given. But thank God, all of them understood my plan, and they agree with what the Vice-Chancellor want to do. So it's very important that I should also let you know this. By the time the professors start performing their function, people should know that there are already mandates given to them, and they are exercising those mandates. Now, I want to say that I'm aware of the challenges of every department, because even from the faculty, I've received situation reports, I've received requests and other things. But I want to let you know that we are aware of the challenges. The management is working hard to address them. But meanwhile, I need to also advise all of us. We should also be innovative, create our innovation on how to tackle some of these problems. Don't just leave it to the university management to tackle for us. As I told other staff in the other faculty that this is our own responsibility to also think of how to address some of our problems, change our mind.
We really appreciate the kind of information you share with us this morning. Now, as a faculty timetable officer, so we are having a program of lecture venue. In this faculty, we are sharing the same lecture venue with the Faculty of Social Sciences and Faculty of Education. And meanwhile, the affiliate venues are just three, and number one and number two on the auditorium. So most of the times, our lecture venue, lecture times clashes with other departments from other faculties. So and this one has negative impact on our lectures. Secondly, we are having the issue of office accommodations, especially this accounting. There's no single office except HOD's office. Even I, as accounting, as a SAM officer, I do have my own office where all these confidential documents can be kept. Finally, sir, on this new city mass, there are 70% curriculum developed by NUC. There's a particular course here, which is called accounting laboratory. We have to teach our students from a 200 level. And for us to go by that, there's need to have an accounting lab where we are going to have all these computer installed with these accounting packages. So now, since there's no any of this on that, it will be very difficult for us to take that lecture.
Thank Thank you, Mr. Vice-Chancellor, for finding time to visit the Faculty of Management Sciences for the first time. So you can see we are all clustered here in the small hall. That is one of the issues my colleague has addressed. We really need to be able to move to our building so we can be able to accommodate all of our staff in their offices. But the reason I want to speak most especially is for the last item you addressed, the waiver for staff who are studying and teaching at the same time. So I don't know if this waiver is extended to non-teaching staff. If it is not, sir, recently something happened. One of our non-teaching staff failed to get promotion on the grounds that he has no masters. So I think we should factor in a certain level where some non-teaching staff can be granted that waiver so as they can be able to get this masters to advance in their career progression.
From the last comment there, the issue of waiver is strictly for academic staff now, and that is how it's being operated in other universities. For me, for the universities I know, which also I personally enjoy that, among the universities area, this is what's operating now. Academic staff teaching other people within their program. So, but I've mentioned in other faculty that we have cases now where there are some cadre, when before you get promotion to another rank, you need additional certificates. So we are coming to that, but we have not resolved that aspect yet. But we are going to, because again, we want people to know that we already reviewing our scheme of service, and this condition of service is going to bring some issues about requirement for promotion and appointment. So when we reach there, people should also know that you can enjoy this kind of things only on merit. So if you feel you have reached certain rank and you want to move to another rank, and because a waiver has been given, and because of that you must enjoy it, no. You have to still see your record. I know of a case where in the council a staff was to fail exam, but because of the commitment of that staff and sourcing of that staff, I stood my ground that the person was promoted. Even though there was 3 vacancies, the person come first, which automatically was out. But because if you want to commitment and sourcing, the person is better than all the 3 other candidates that passed. And I mentioned it to council chairman and said, okay, if that is the case, we should consider it. So this is another thing. It's not just the issue of saying that if you have reached certain level, then we must consider it. If you are resourceful and committed, and there is issue even against you, the management will stand around to make you benefit. So let us now look at this as an opportunity for us to start putting a lot of effort to make things better for the university. The issue of space, this faculty, they didn't know you have your own building, but we just have some little problems, and that's why the contractor will not release that building to us. But we are already talking to Telfon, and they even send their team, and came here, and they also put their report together, they submitted, we are following up. And I think by the time we release that building to the faculty, it's going to solve a lot of your problem. The most important thing is we have to be patient. Even the social science, if you look at it, they are split into 2. We have some here, some here. But recently, was it last week or so, we have approved another building for them, and the contractor is now, as we shown the site, will start the work. So I know that one also, but before they even finish that social science, we must have rectify your issue and we move out of this place. So let us be patient. The issue of CC mass is a new thing that is coming. NUC is just running, and we are not fully to start implementation yet. before we start implementation of any of these course, we must have all the necessary equipment in place. And the way we are to get some of this equipment, NUC really guided us. Because some of this training that we want to do that will bring this 30%, we must consider community, we must consider government, we must consider industry. So, and whatever I want to put in place in training students, these people will also participate, whether in giving all resources and other things that we require. So, but we just have some little problems, and that's why the contractor will not release that building to us. But we are already talking to Telfon, and they even sent their team. They and came here, and they also put their report together. They submitted. We are following up, and I think by the time we release that building to the faculty, it's going to solve a lot of your problem. The most important thing is we have to be patient. Even the social science, if you look at it, they are split into two. We have some here, some here. But recently, was it last week or so, we have approved another building for them, and the contractor is now has been shown the site. We start the work. So I know that one also. But before they even finish that social science, we must have tried your issue and we move out of this place. So let's go to the The issue of CC mass is a new thing that is coming. NUC just is running, and we are not fully to start implementation yet. Before we start implementation of any of these courses, we must have all the necessary equipment in place. And the way we are to get some of this equipment, NUC really guided us. Because some of this training that we want to do that will bring this 30%, we must consider community, we must consider government, we must consider industry. So, and whatever I want to put in place in training students, these people will also participate, whether in giving all resources and other things that we require. So, you people should just make sure you follow the arrangement put in place. Where you have any confusion, in the directorate of academic planning. So that's to give
on, and of course assure you that Faculty of Modern Science, we are going to do our best to see that all your policies are being domesticated here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let me announce here that the Vice-Chancellor has talked about his blueprint for the university. I want to announce that that blueprint is on our FULafia bulletin Facebook page. We encourage you for this week, and we'll be posting it, but for this week is there. We encourage you to please like our page, the FULafia bulletin page, like it, follow it up, and you will see some of the activities of the Vice-Chancellor, including the blueprint. Please, may I request that we close this meeting with prayers.